Yeah, Dana, this has been 18 days in the making, more than 100 hours of deliberations for this 12-member jury. They have told the judge twice before that they were deadlocked. Today, just a few minutes ago, that third note came in from the jury. The note said, "We, the jury, cannot reach a unanimous decision." Again, this is a note that the judge has gotten 2 times before. And in those 2 times before, one was earlier this week on Tuesday around noon. The one before that was on Wednesday of the previous week. The judge in both of those instances sent the jury back. It's what's called an Allen charge. And the judge essentially says to the jury, go back and try again. He did it the first time, he did it the second time, and the second time he stressed to the jurors, this is a very high-profile case. Please do not be deterred by that. Don't let that influence your decision. Let's give it one more try. Now, at this point, there's proceedings going on in the courtroom just behind me. I stepped out as soon as that note came down about the deadlocked jury. What happens at this point is the judge comes back into the courtroom. He discusses the situation with both the prosecution and the defense attorneys. There is a very slim chance that the judge will send them back again. That's not prohibited. However, it is very unlikely to happen just because the jury has been at this for 18 days. They have been involved in this case since the beginning of January. This trial started January 30th. They heard 10 weeks of testimony. They heard from more than 50 witnesses. They saw more than 200 pieces of evidence. And after 18 days of deliberations, they are telling the judge for a third time, we are not unanimous here. And it's important to get some perspective on this. For 36 years, we haven't known what happened to Etan Patz. There was no body found. There was no physical evidence found. It wasn't until 2012 when Pedro Hernandez was turned in by his brother-in-law saying, he confessed to us many years ago. It was only then that they even had a concrete suspect who they charged in this case. So if you think about that, for 3.5 decades, investigators couldn't come to a conclusion in this case. And now it appears after 18 days, 12 members of this jury, they also say, we can't figure it out. We surely cannot figure it out unanimously. So again, just to recap for you, the jury has sent a note to the court saying we are deadlocked. We cannot come to a unanimous decision, which is something that must happen in order to have a verdict in this case. Behind me, just down the courtroom, proceedings are happening right now. So I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to find out exactly what's happening. But the likelihood is that the judge will have to declare a mistrial because of this hung jury. And guess what happens then? A possible retrial. The prosecution has to decide if they will take this case back to court with a completely new jury and do this all over again. Remember, this trial lasted 10 weeks, and they tried to pick a jury that was smart, impartial. The likelihood of finding another jury who can come to a conclusion, that is something that they are also very worried about. So I'm going to head back in there, find out the latest, and bring it to you live as soon as we get it as well. Dana, back to you.